Hey, my fiery partners out there. This is James Green with EFI coming to you live again with a video, some new features in 6.4. I've already posted one video about some new 6.4 features, but I had to leave out a couple of features that wasn't available because the feature I'm going to show you is only available for customers who have Graphics Arts Premium Edition who upgrade to 6.4. So for current customers who have Graphics Arts Premium Edition and are running a Fiery System level 200 or above, when they upgrade to Command Workstation 6.4, they will get this new feature called Spot Pro. So I want to demonstrate Spot Pro for you right now and show you how it's different than our current Spot feature. Um, and again, keeping in mind that this is only good for customers who have Graphics Arts Premium Edition FS200 or above that upgrade to 6.4. So now what will happen is on this main toolbar, there's a new icon called Spot Pro, and mine's not shown on the main toolbar because my screen size here is a little different than what I can view when I'm recording these. So what will happen the first time is this thing will load Spot Pro. Um, it's going to come up with like take a tour. That the first time it comes up, you can take the tour. You can click Don't Show Me Again, and then it'll load the Spot library. This is taking abnormally long because I'm on a virtual, and it's just running a little slow. Normally this does not take this long. It pops right up. So it's going to take a couple extra seconds here to load the actual library, and again, it's happening like that because we're on a virtual. So there's the tour. No, I don't want to take the tour. Just, load my library, get me out of here. Uh, Something worth noting that's part of this feature is, designers spend a lot of time creating their color palettes inside of their design tools so that, it's easy for them to design and use the spot colors that they want out of a Pantone book. And for us, we can match those spots, but if it's not already in this library, they're either adjusting or creating a new one. Well, in this tool, they will be able to export their library out of their design tool and import it directly into Spot Pro, which now gives them the same library from their design tool over here inside the library in Spot Pro. So immediately you can see there's some differences to this than our old Spot tool. First one I want to point out is our search capability. If you're familiar with our old tool, when you did a search, you had to actually be in the library where the color was that you wanted to search. Well, now this is a global search, so all I really have to do is just type in what I want to search on here, and I'm going to say 1344, and it's a global search. It's going to search every single library and find anything that matches 1344. You can see it only came up with one. What if I do 344? Now it's going to show anything that has a 3 and a 4 and 4 in it. So you can see there's quite a few here. It's listing the library that's in and the colors that are relative to that. So obviously the more detailed you are with your search, the better results you get. But the point is it's searching all the libraries that are in here, not just the one you selected. So that's new in Spot Pro. Some other quick things is I can add to my columns here, like if I don't want to see the lab association with this color, I can take that out. If I don't want to see how my spot colors are in reference to my uniformity and conformance standard, I can take that out. So I'm going to put those back in just because I want to show you what those features really are. So one of the things you can do now in here is I can set a preference setting for when I'm looking at my spot colors according to the format that I'm using, the standard that I'm using for my spots. I can set a tolerance. Hey, in this format, I do not want any colors that are outside of 5 to be printable. I want you to alert me to those. When I click on that, it's going to reconvert. And again, taking longer than it really should. and it'll show me all the colors in each one of these libraries as I select them. Right here in this column, it's going to show me whether or not there are any of those spot colors that are outside of my delta um, tolerance. So you may ask, well, why is that important? And if it is out of tolerance, what's the big deal? What can I do about it? Well, the old spot color, if you needed to optimize a color, you had to use Color Profiler Suite to do it. Well, now in this one, you do not. We have an optimize button right here. And again, I apologize. This should not be taking this long. I'm not on a real server, so this is not going to translate real well. But I can come over here to my optimize, and I can optimize the color without being in Color Profiler Suite. It'll let me use whatever measuring device I have, whether it's an ES2000 or if you're a Konica guy, FD9, and I'll show you. So I'm going to pick this one, which says, you know, it's 6.38 delta. I don't like that. I want to optimize that. So it'll bring up my optimize tool. I can pick my scanning device, and then I can print out the page. Here's my drop down for all the scanning devices I can use. All right. It'll print out the page. I use my measuring device. I measure it, and then I can iterate the measurement multiple times to get my delta E into a acceptable range, and then it'll recalculate it, put it back in here. So I have the ability to optimize these colors. I can also apply Pantones to multiple profiles. So right here, if I wanted to apply this one color to multiple profiles that I have set in my engine according to the paper, I can do that. Or I can select in all of my profiles and I can have them apply to all. So that's a new feature that you don't have with your regular spot. Probably the biggest one, I think all of them are really cool and useful, but something that you couldn't do in the other one is now you can adjust colors in a lab space. So if you look over here, you can see that it's showing you your lab reference and it's showing you your CMYK, but more importantly, if I want to edit, when I open up this spot color to edit, you'll see that I have the ability to edit in the lab space. So, you know, those of you guys who are very good with color and understand the value of being able to adjust colors in the lab space, you don't have that capability in the old spot, and you do in the new spot color. So I'm going to click my edit button, and I can double click on these as well to get into the edit mode. I don't have to single click on this guy. I don't know why this is taking so long. So now you can see, here's my lab space. I can change my value in lab. I can click on the measure here, and this is again using a Spectro or something where I want to measure a hard copy that I have of a color, and I want to find out what the lab color reference is for that, or the CMY reference. If I click measure, it'll let me use my tool and do that. But if I was making adjustments to this, I could change the color value here, and I would see what the original was, what I've converted it to, and again, what the reference of the delta E is according to the conform standard that I'm using. So a lot of cool stuff there. Here, if I go into print, this is where I could create my own swatch book. So customer wants to show what capabilities the machine has. This is where they can pick the patch size, what size you want the patches to be, what's the chart size you're printing on, and then what paper source you're using. I'm not connected to a machine, so it's not going to show me that. But then I could click this out, and I would be clicking whatever I've selected in here. You notice I've only got one color selected. I could select all the libraries, or I could select all the colors in one library and create a swatch book either way. So then the feature I was talking about, the ability to export and import. Let me get out of this guy. See if I can close this. This is going to take a minute. So in my Spot Pro, it's going to take a second. Again, I can export out of my design tool and then import those right into here. You still have the same capabilities that you had in the old tool as far as creating a group, a substitute group, or creating a new color or a new spot replacement, and that's where you do your import export, is right here. So unfortunately this is running a little slow, but I encourage you guys to get this installed on your demo machines. There's some training on this in the e-learning, and there's on the EFI main website there's some good tools about this in there. Those you guys who are in the sales channel, great opportunity for us to sell more GAPPE, and for current customers who don't quite understand the value of the GAPPE they have, upgrading them to 6.4 and showing them this will immediately show them the value that the GAPPE they purchase has. So hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions about this, don't hesitate to let me know. All right, thanks guys. Happy selling. Bye.